Welcome back to the channel. With the postponement of a few overnighters in the New South Wales-Queensland Border Ranges, on the back roads of course, due mainly to some road closures and a little bit of road damage because of all the recent rain, it was necessary to do something about cabin fever. So a day out in the Scenic Rim looking for a couple of dirt roads to ride seemed like a good way to go. I will put the links to the Google Maps in the comments below, and also a link to a website where you can convert them to GPX files for your own devices. It's always a good idea to go through Bidababa, which is a small valley formed by the Bidababa Creek, which is a tributary of the Canungra Creek. It's a great track, sort of heading from Canungra through to Beaudesert. The slopes are heavily vegetated, and it's really quite natural. A lot of dams, that is farm dams. The waterfall here is really quite good, the rainfall I should say. It's an interesting part of the area these days. It's horse breeding, cattle of course, and native vegetation. And as I say, it's a really great run with several large dams that are scattered through the locality. The population is less than 200. There was a school here that opened in 1933, but it closed in 1959. The turn-off to Tamrukum Creek Road is about 4 or 5 kilometres south of Rathdowney. The only other time that I've tried to track this road was about 8 months ago, and most of the water crossings were covered in mud and didn't look too safe at all, so I didn't bother. But I've heard from a number of riders it's a really good run and that the road was recently done up. So we'll have a good look at it at today. It's certainly some beautiful country. It's an interesting region. The only thing that was here all those years ago was a timber mill, which explains why there are lots of cleared regions or cleared areas. The timber mill disappeared a long time ago. There's no trace of it anymore. And the population of the area these days is only about 20 people. But it looks really good on Google Earth, so we'll see what it looks like now. There is a bit of blacktop at the beginning, but it soon focuses on the dirt once you get there. It's actually in pretty good shape. The guys that have been telling me that it's been done up certainly weren't wrong. And all the water crossings are very dry, so this is a really great ride, and we'll certainly be doing it again. I know I shouldn't speak too soon, but there is no rain in sight. What a change. They've done a great job with road repairs. There are a few greasy sections, but you'd expect that, particularly the ones that are close to the water crossings. But no, overall this is great and can't wait to come back again next time. Well, this is the end of the line, so it's a U-turn here, and then we'll make our way back to the Blacktop and head to Rathdowney and the general store for a cup of coffee. Rathdowney was opened up for settlement in 1842 and was named after the Rathdowney holdings in Ireland. It was pretty prosperous in the early days, and by about 1911 the tramway was on its way, which was a small railway. Then there was the Brisbane Interstate Railway link. Then there were the timber mills, which were prosperous, and there were about 8 of those in the region, and of course dairying and a butter factory. All of these things have gone now, long gone, and the population today is around 2 to 150 to 300. But going back to the Depression, in about 1926, there were alone 1,000 workers just working on all the projects and their families. So it was quite a thriving metropolis back in the day. It's always a good idea to stop at the general store and have a coffee and some of their famous potato scallops. Mount Barney makes a nice stopover before the next lot of dirt, which is a little bit further out. Well, on to Mount Barney for a little bit more dirt riding. Mount Barney's the 6th highest mountain in Queensland and is often regarded as one of the most impressive parts of the Scenic Rim. It consists of 2 peaks, the east and the west, and is a very, very popular destination for bushwalkers. It's a great place to have a look around, and there are some really nice dirt roads up here that are in good nick for most of the year. This is as good a place as any to turn around and head back to the Rathdowney Boona Road and on to the next bit of dirt. Once you get back on the Boona Rathdowney Road, keep heading west and head for the little community of Maroon. You'll get to the State High School and the School of Arts, the old building which was the community hall. Keep going. and just out of Maroon you'll come to Burnett Creek Road on your left. Take the Burnett Creek Road until your next left, which will be Newman Road. Newman Road's a loop and it'll take you back to the Maroon Cemetery, which is what you want to do. This is a great little dirt road, can be very challenging at times, a little bit marbly, but quite a nice run through some farm country. Once you get back to the Boonah-Rathdowney Road, make a right turn. You'll go back through Maroon. It's about a 6-kilometre run until you'll find the left-hand turn, which will take you up Cannon Creek Road, up over the range. There are some wonderful views from the top of the range and a few places you can pull up and enjoy them all too and get off the dirt just for a minute. When you get to the Cannon Creek crossing, and you'll know it because it's a Y, the Y shape in the road, if you continue straight on you'll finish up in Boonah, and if you take the left-hand fork you can either go directly to Mount Alford, or when you get back to the Blacktop, a left turn will take you back to Rathdowney. So it's a matter of deciding where you want to go next. In our case, we went back to Rathdowney after we had a chat about where we were going to go and what the weather was looking like further south for our journey home. When you get back to Rathdowney, turn right at the old garage, which is now closed, and go back to Beaudesert via Christmas Creek, and then onto Hillview, and then through Kerry. It's a really good run. It is sealed, pretty rough, but it is sealed all the way. Then you can, if you're in time, you can have lunch at the commercial hotel. They have great roast pork. This old church at Christmas Creek was built in 1901 on 3 acres of land donated by Michael Cale from the Kildare property. The timber was donated by his brothers, and they also supplied the labour to build the church. The cemetery in the grounds was consecrated in 1918 and is now also a war memorial. There's not too much around it, as you can see, but it's part of the beauty of this area. Here are a few finds on the way back to Beaudesert, but it got too wet to do any more filming. It absolutely poured down. So we'll see you on the next ride.